going on, everyone? It's Matt, aka Thanatos, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my top 10 comic pickups from 2018, as well as my top 5 non-comic pickups from 2018. This is a little late in the making. I know we're already into January, but I just want to say thank you all so much for a great 2018, and I wish everyone the best for 2019. And enjoy. Cheers.
So starting with my top 10 comic book pickups from 2018. My first one is Green Lantern #1, the sketch cover by Ivan Reis in a CGC Signature Series 9.8. If you've been following my channel at all recently, then you know that this has been one of the most highly sought after books for me specifically. Ever since Green Lantern #1 came out for the New 52, I have probably bought 6 or 7 of these, looking for a 9.8 candidate, and the highest I've ever gotten is a 9.6. So seeing this book on eBay, signed by Ivan Reis and Joe Prado, the person selling it was actually a Green Lantern collector, and so he gave me a very generous offer, and we made a deal. So super happy to finally say that this hunt for a Green Lantern #1 sketch cover is finally over. Number 2 on this list is my Crime Suspense Stories #22. This is the classic decapitation cover that was infamous back in 1954 during the SOTI trial, and awesome story by Gaines, and it's an amazing Johnny Craig cover, just iconic pre-code horror book. I do think that this will not be in my collection for very long, as you see with my next top books that I've picked up this year, and kind of where my collection's going. I'm not too sure if I want too much pre-code horror in my collection. Just as much as I love it, it's a rabbit hole that I don't think I want to go further into. Next on the list is my Zatanna #16, the cover by Adam Hughes in CGC 9.8. Similar to the Green Lantern #1 sketch cover, this is a book that I have bought numerous times trying to find a 9.8. And again, the highest I ever got was a 9.6, and that was my signature series that is currently the contest giveaway prize for my 700 subscriber giveaway. So if you are interested in 9.6 signed by Adam Hughes, go check out my subscriber contest and leave a comment, and you could win it. But super thrilled to get this in a 9.8. This was raw, and I got lucky enough during the CGC process to score a 9.8 on this book. Absolutely beautiful cover, dem legs. You guys know that this is one of my top 5 comic covers of all time. Staying with the Adam Hughes theme, number 4 is my Supergirl and the Legion of Superheroes #23, the 1 in 10 Adam Hughes variant. Adam Hughes has actually come out and said that this is his favorite cover that he's ever drawn, and I would argue that this is probably the most perfect comic cover ever. It's absolutely stunning. It's so beautiful in person. I can't even believe that I own one of these. It's absolutely mind-boggling. This was a scary story for me. This was listed. This is a raw copy initially that was listed for a very high price, and I threw in a pretty lowball offer. It wasn't lowball. It was a few $100s lower though. Without thinking that it would get accepted. Lo and behold, it was accepted, and I was kind of freaking out. I remember I messaged Reggie and Alex the comic hoarder when I was at the airport when I got the offer accepted notification, and I was freaking out. And luckily it came back at 9.6. There was just some wear on the cover that really worried me that I'd get lower than that. So a 9.6 is absolutely perfect. I can't argue with that, and super happy that I was able to pick this up. In 2018, my Marvel collection has definitely improved. Coming from the guy that back in late 2017 early 2018 when I told all my viewers on YouTube that I didn't want a giant size X-Men or a Hulk 181 because it didn't fit my collection. That changed. So I actually had a giant size X-Men #1 in a 3.0 that I bought in 2017, and I was able to upgrade it this year to a CGC 6.5 in off-white to white pages. Absolutely stunning cover. This every time I see this, I have the X-Men theme song run through my head, and absolutely love this cover. First appearance of just about everyone from the new X-Men, and second full appearance of Wolverine. And unlike the Crime Suspense Stories 22, this is very nostalgic for me as a fan of the old X-Men show. So I do think that a lot of these big Marvel keys that I picked up this year are going to stay in my collection. Number 6 here, I would say, is my biggest steal of 2018. I was actually able to find an Amazing Spider-Man number 129, the first Punisher, and I had it pressed and clean. I got it for about $300. It was that was probably the steal of the year for me. But I was able to get it pressed, cleaned, and it came back a CGC 8.0, and I was able to sell that for a little over $1,000, and with that I was able to buy a CBCS 5.5 Incredible Hulk number 181, and I cracked it out of the case, and I had it pressed and cleaned and submitted again, and it came back CGC 6.5 with off-white pages. So I bought this book originally for $1,300. Which I know, talking about how much books cost and stuff is kind of taboo, and some people like it, some people don't. But to me, getting a 6.5 Incredible Hulk 181 in a 6.5 with off-white pages fairly recently for $1,300, and you can look up how much they are now on Go Collect or something. But I think the fair market value right now is almost $3,000. So this was my steal of the year, and super pumped to have it. That's an iconic cover. I do love Hulk 180. I have a copy of that in 6.0 as well. That last page where his cameo is definitely gives me goosebumps when I first looked at it. So having this first Wolverine is definitely a blessing. So very happy to have found this and gotten it at a very, very reasonable price. Number 7 on my list is the entire TJ Slabdragon AOK. TJ Watson and I have definitely become great friends over the course of 2018. We talk pretty much daily, and he has been, in my opinion, the absolute heart of this comic book family that we have built together on YouTube. He has sent some amazing comics to so many amazing people, and I was lucky, and I don't know what made him think that I was worthy of these books, but I was the very first TJ AOK, and I had no idea what I was getting into. He didn't tell me what to expect, and it was kind of mind-boggling. It wasn't kind of mind-boggling. It was insane, to say the least. So here are some highlights from the TJ Watson AOK that I received. So here's Blue Beetle number 1, Blue Beetle number 2. These are from 1967. Amazing Spider-Man number 122, The Death of the Green Goblin. Hulk, Incredible Hulk number 340. Awesome Todd McFarlane artwork. As I was editing this video, I realized that it cut off during TJ's AOK. So here I am filming this little part real quick. So we just saw the Incredible Hulk number 340. in that same AOK, it just escalates. It keeps getting crazier and crazier, and it was definitely an emotional roller coaster for sure as I unboxed TJ's AOK. So here's Invincible number 1. This was kind of mind-blowing. Anyone ever get gifted an NYX number 3 before? I did, and that was unreal. Here we have the first appearance of X23, Laura Kinney. TJ thought I needed an upgrade from my Hawkman number 4 in 5.0, so he sent me a new one. This is a very, very nice copy of Hawkman number 4, the first appearance and origin of Zatanna, my favorite female character, if you couldn't tell. And then this was wild. You know, I'm not the biggest Marvel guy, but if I could pick a Marvel character that I really like, mostly because the lore and all this origin stuff from this character is absolutely super cool. This is X-Men 12, the first appearance of the Juggernaut, an origin of Professor X, which, you know, just a little bonus there. This is my earliest X-Men comic I own at the moment. And I mean, even someone who doesn't collect Marvel as much as I do, when I flipped this over, like, I knew exactly what it was, and it's beautiful. Like, the reds, the colors on this specific comic are absolutely stunning. And I couldn't believe that anyone could just send this to someone because, I don't know, they like your face or something. So TJ, this is crazy. And then he understands my love for Adam Hughes and decided to send me a Catwoman number 51 in 9.8 with white pages. This is an Adam Hughes Grail for sure. This Catwoman is stunning. One of Adam Hughes' best work, in my opinion. So that is it for the TJ AOK that I received. That definitely, the whole thing should be counted in my top comic pickups of the year. And TJ and I have an unboxing coming up, so stay on the lookout for that. We'll be doing it live. And if you aren't subbed to TJ Watson, I will leave the link in the description below. He's a great guy, and one of the best members of our community. So go check him out. One of the last big pickups I had of 2018 was this Brave and the Bold number 28 in a CGC 1.5 creamed off-white pages. It's the first appearance of the Justice League of America. I actually bought 2 of these this year, and the first one was a 3.0 that I sold to Alex the Comic Hoarder. It was a beautiful copy, but I think it had the centerfold was detached. And I didn't really want that high of a grade of this. I didn't need it. So this is a 1.5 that presents really, really well for the grade. And I absolutely love this artwork of the Justice League fighting Starro. And coming down to my last 2, I'm sure if you guys have watched any of my videos this year or in my top 50, you will know these last 2 books. And this was probably the best Green Lantern collecting year I've ever had. It's really the first year that I was really serious about collecting, and I managed to buy and pick up some of the biggest books a Green Lantern fan could probably ever ask for. This is my Green Lantern number 7 in CGC Signature Series 8.5 with off-white pages. It is signed by Joe Giella right here. And it's beautiful. I can't even describe how important this book is to me. My favorite comic book character, if you don't know, is not Hal Jordan. It is Sinestro, the villain, or anti-hero, as I like to call him. And this is his origin and first appearance. And in the CGC census, what makes this so awesome to me is the fact that this is the highest graded yellow label on the census. So happy to have this. It was an absolute blast to meet Joe Giella at Denver Comic-Con last year. I had a great time. I got to take some pictures with him, and he also signed my Showcase 23 and 24. Absolutely wonderful man, and so happy and thankful to have this in my collection. Last but not least, this is my Holy Grail, Showcase number 22 in CGC 4.0 with the fairly rare off-white pages. You see this book a lot. Oftentimes will have creamed off-white, and getting any copy with off-white pages or better is really, really hard to do. And this is the origin and first appearance of Silver Age Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, as well as the first appearance of Abin Sur and Carol Ferris. Absolutely iconic cover. This is an upgrade. If you saw my posts on Instagram or my videos on YouTube, I upgraded from a 3.0. It was a beautiful 3.0. Honestly, the 3.0 presents better than this 4.0. But the 3.0 had some spine issues that kind of caused the grade to go down a little bit. But having a 4.0 is definitely a dream for me. Honestly, in the future, I would like to try to upgrade this some more. This is the one book that I would like to try to get a 5.0 or higher in off-white pages. So we'll see what's in the cards for the future. But as of now, I absolutely love this copy of Showcase 22, first appearance of my favorite comic book superhero. So that's going to round out my top 10 comic book pickups of 2018. Next, we're going to go into my top 5 non-comic pickups of 2018. My first non-comic related pickup of 2018 was actually a gift from, actually 2 of the items on this list are both gifts from Melody. The first one is this awesome Green Lantern decanter and whiskey glass. I got some Axe and the Oak in it right now. Don't mind if I do. Cheers. Second on the list is also from Melody, and it is a wand, a custom-made wand from England by the master wand makers at British Originals, and she literally had this made based off of my Pottermore wand. So it's made from pear wood, magic cores of phoenix feather, and it was signed and certified in August 2018. And it is the coolest. It's by far my favorite Harry Potter item that I own. And if you see my Pottermore wand, it's exactly alike, and it comes in this super cool box. Next is, I was lucky enough to find a second copy of Ready Player One. This is a first edition, first printing by Ernest Cline, probably my favorite modern sci-fi nerd book. As you can tell, has the full number line in first edition, so first printing. This is a very hard to find book nowadays, and they do tend to sell for quite a bit, so I'm super happy to have a second copy of that. Next, if I could list my top 3 favorite modern Green Lantern artists, it would have to be Ivan Rice, who did a lot of work in Blackest Night along with Ethan Van Sciver and Doug Mahnke. And reading Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps from Rebirth, I absolutely fell in love with the artwork from Rafa Sandoval. I believe he's from Spain, and he is amazing. His artwork is absolutely perfect for the Green Lantern Corps stories. And then Tarragona did the inks, and his colors were absolutely phenomenal. But as you can see here, I contacted Rafa Sandoval over Facebook Messenger, and he replied, and I asked if he had any pages available from the Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps, specifically ones that might have Sinestro and Hal Jordan in them, obviously because they're my two favorite. And he provided me with some examples of what he had, and this was one page that I actually remember from reading in the comic, Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps, issue number 7. This was a splash page, like the introduction page. And it shows Sinestro's Law, the conclusion. And this page stood out because it's amazing. You can see Hal Jordan is fighting Arquillo along with Sinestro there with Parallax, and these buildings are coming crashing down. And the artwork is absolutely amazing. So I bought this from Rafa Sandoval, and then I also... Oh, hey, Showcase 22, what are you doing back there? From that exact same issue, Rafa Sandoval also showed me this page, which to me was amazing. This is from the same issue, Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps, issue number 7. And one thing, and this is page 15, one thing I love, here in Corps, they put a little Green Lantern symbol for the O, which I thought was so cool. But if you're not familiar with this issue, this spoiler alert for everybody who has not read it, Hal Jordan kills Sinestro. This is the conclusion to Sinestro's Law. And Hal Jordan does it by literally going full willpower nuclear. He just explodes and kills Sinestro using his full unleashed willpower. If you don't know, in the beginning of this series, Hal Jordan created his own Green Lantern ring straight from his pure willpower. And now he can pretty much just, I don't know. It's insane, the power level that Hal Jordan's at by this point. And in this issue, or at this point in the story, Hal Jordan knows that in order for him to finally overcome and destroy Sinestro, he has to do this. And Sinestro knows that something crazy is about to happen up here. When he just says, "Jordan?" ? Like, holy crap, what are you about to do? And Hal Jordan in this piece right here is talking about that when his dad died, all he could do was feel helpless. And then ever since Abin Sur chose him, he's been trying to look out for others, his family, the innocents, everybody that he was intended to protect in the universe. But he was always afraid of pushing the envelope too far, to see what would happen if he let himself go and just unleash his full willpower. And right before he explodes, he says that Sinestro is the one who helped Hal Jordan overcome his last great fear. He says, "You gave me the will," and then just goes boom. And it's a great issue from Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps. Probably one of the, it was just a great story in general, Sinestro's Law, if you have a chance to read it from the very beginning of Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps. And then lastly, the last big thing I picked up was my very first Sideshow collectible. And I went with this stunning Hal Jordan piece by Sideshow, and it's absolutely beautiful. His little ring lights up in the darkness, and he just looks like he's about to wreck shop. This is my very first Sideshow piece, and that is my last non-comic book item of the year.
So there you have it, everybody. That is my top 10 comic pickups from 2018 and my 5 top non-comic pickups. But yeah, again, thank you guys all so much for a great 2018. Keep posting on Instagram, keep making videos, and let's make 2019 better than last. Have a great day.